Hey everyone. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you're here. This is I keep wanting to say it's the podcast. Well, I've got good news about that in a second, but this is the live magic Q&A tea party. We've got our tea. This is Romie sitting next to me. We've got our tea. She's not a Taurus.
It's still on Earth.
Yes, she's got a Taurus moon or Taurus rising.
No,
nothing.
Virgo Earth.
She's an Earth sign. That's the closest we could do at our house.
Yeah.
I'm a Cancer though, and I got my Cancer moon. Anyway, we've got our tea. We hope you have your tea too, and you're ready to have some fun with us. Let's see what's going on. So, if you're watching this on YouTube, I wanted to let you know that this is the free live magic Q&A tea party with Madame Pamita that meets every Sunday at 5 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 7 p.m. Central, and 8 p.m. Eastern. We meet here every week. It doesn't cost anything to join us, and we record this live free Zoom meeting. We all come into the clubhouse. We have an amazing time. I always bring on a fabulous guest, and we get to ask questions about magic, divination, spirit guides, tarot, spiritualism, law of attraction, all that good stuff. And you get to ask those magical, mystical questions and get your answers to your questions. So if you have questions about how to do things or what something about those topics that you want to learn about, those are the kinds of questions that we ask. We don't ask questions like, is Johnny going to come back to me? Because that doesn't help everybody, but you can ask, what's a good reconciliation spell? And that helps everyone. So those are the kind of questions that we ask here. If you just stumbled on this and wondering who I am, I'm Madame Pamita, and you can find me on YouTube, of course, at youtube.com/Madame Pamita. You can also find me on Instagram at instagram.com/Madame Pamita, and on my website, of course, which is parlorofwonders.com. I also got a podcast that, big announcement, the podcast is coming back. I've got some new episodes that I'm going to be recording. So in a week or two, those will be up live and you'll have podcast episodes to listen to. So the podcast fans that have been poking at me, wishing for it, the podcast is coming back. So the podcast is Magic and the Law of Attraction. You can find past episodes on iTunes and Stitcher, and also on my website, Parlor of Wonders. If you go over to instruction and you go to podcast, or you can go straight ahead to magicandthelawofattraction.com and you can find it there. I'm also an author. My book, Madame Pamita's Magical Tarot, is out now and available. And I have a new book called The Book of Candle Magic. I wrote it down wrong. It's The Book of Candle Magic, not the Candle Magic book. It's The Book of Candle Magic. That is available for pre-order. So if you appreciate all of the free content that I give you, the free lessons that I give you, the free community altar that I offer, the time that I spend making all this amazing stuff, the podcast, all these things that you can use, if you appreciate that, I don't have a Patreon. I don't have a way of, bugging you to ask for a donation, but how you can show your appreciation is by pre-ordering my book. You can do that through your local bookstore, which I really encourage you to do that. If you go to the bookstore, you're benefiting yourself. You get a book. You're also benefiting the bookstore. You're keeping a beautiful bookstore in business, and you're also benefiting me because I get another sale of that book. So you get a three-way win. Good karma for you if you do that. If you're somebody that doesn't want to go to a bookstore, you don't have a bookstore, of course you can go online and do that. You can do it on Amazon, or you can pre-order there. We've got a kitty cameo happening behind us. You can pre-order that book on Amazon and all those outlets there. I also am going to have pre-orders up on my website too. The great thing about a pre-order is if you order it on Amazon and you pre-order, they don't charge you until the book comes out, and the book's coming out in October. So it's not as if you have to pay up front and wait 6 months for that book to come out. You're just telling them that you want to order that for when it comes available, which will be October 8th. So then they'll charge you on October 8th and then send you the book, and then you'll get it there. So it's really a win-win all around. And it does help me a lot when you do those pre-orders. So encourage buy some for yourself, buy some for your friends, encourage your friends, repost, let people know about this book, because it will really, really help me for you to do that. So I thank you so much to all the people that have already pre-ordered. I've been giving shout outs on Instagram to anybody on Instagram that's pre-ordered. I'm giving these little personalized shout outs. So if you're on Instagram, do that and let me know, and then I'll give you a shout out on Instagram too. What else is going on? Oh, there is some other news. The New Moon Hearth service is coming up on, that's going to be, reservations for that are going to be opening up on February 8th at 12 noon Pacific time. And the new moon heart service for February is a Pisces new moon, and Pisces sun conjunct. And that is going to be happening on the 22nd or the 23rd. I do know it, but I don't have it in front of me. But anyway, the reservations for that are opening up February 8th. If you want to get in on it, we did have a sellout within 2 days on the last one. So if you want to get in on that, be sure to get in as soon as possible. I know we already have people that have pre-registered for the whole year, and we have 2 spots that are already filled. So there will only be 11 spots that are open up on February 8th. So be sure to get in on that if you want to be part of the New Moon Heart service. It's such a beautiful and powerful service. It's really amazing. It's really cool. PantheaCon is coming up. We're going to be there on February 14th and through 17th in San Jose. That's going to be an amazing time. It's the last PantheaCon that we know of, and it's a beautiful big festival of all things magical. I won't be teaching a class this year, but I will have a booth in the vendor area, and both of us will be there. And we're also hosting, Romie and our friend Chelsea and Jim and I are hosting a tarot themed disco party on the 15th at 11 p.m. in a big room, and we're gonna have lights, and we're gonna have disco songs, dance songs coordinated to tarot cards. So it's gonna be super magical and fun. And that's included with it's free, included with the price of admission to the con. So I'm also going to be at Northwest Tarot Symposium on March 6th through 9th. So if you're a tarot geek and you're up in Portland, come on down. All right, enough about me. Let's talk about our guest. This is a Starseed Healer Romie Bo. She was born in Los Angeles, but raised in Buenos Aires. So she hablas español.
Hablo español.
With her beautiful accent. She's a starseed healer, an intuitive, a mystic, and a goddess. She studied amazing disciplines that I don't really know too much about, and modalities throughout her life. I mean, the one thing that we do both know about is tarot, and about working with tarot cards and doing readings. Her multicultural background has really kind of, I guess, add the flavor of like your soul being multidimensional, because you've come from, you're not really of any one place, you're from many places.
No, and that question is always difficult for me to answer. Like, where are you from? I'm like, like I feel from everywhere really, because I was born here in LA, raised in Argentina. My grandparents are Italian and Spanish.
So you have been all over, yes.
Yeah,
and then
it's really hard to answer that question for me, because I feel, especially right now with doing all this spiritual work, with union actually with the whole universe.
Yeah, well, I think that's then because of that, you makes you more open and available to being, like you say, multidimensional, being beyond any kind of envelope that someone wants to put on you as your identity. You have an identity that's very unique, and it's just you, and you can answer that question like, I'm a child of the universe, right?
Right. And I've been blessed with a lot of modalities. Like, I've had a lot of jobs during my life, so I learned a lot of disciplines, and it's been fascinating. Like, I understand why I had to go through all those steps to find out why, like, right now where I am.
Ah, it's so beautiful. So she reads tarot, as I mentioned. So if you have questions about tarot, that would be a perfect thing to ask. And are we going to do a little mini reading of some kind with some cards?
We can do mini reading. Yes, I brought some light worker, Moonology, Starseed tarot, tarot decks, and shadow. I love the shadow work. It's something that I think like it pushes you to the next level in your spiritual growth. So yeah, we can have fun.
What's your favorite emoji?
My favorite emoji. Well, I send the little stars.
Oh, the little glittery stars?
Little glittery stars.
That's a popular one for my guests. All right. So either write the word rainbow or put the glittery stars in the rainbow. If you would like to be in the raffle, to be the one that gets the reading at the end of our session today, and we'll do a random drawing of whoever has put that in there, and go into the chat, type in the word rainbow, or do the glitter and the rainbow, and we will put you in. I see some people are already doing it. All right, so what else do we want to talk? Oh, so this is the thing. You say in your bio that you have been, you're also doing mediumship, quantum touch healing, meditation. You're in the modern mystery school, which I'm going to ask you about in a second. I want to ask a question about that. and you work with a hierarchy of light, and you're charged with honoring, preserving, and handing on the tools and teachings of the lineage of King Solomon. They can find you if they're looking for you at Romie Bo. It's ROMIEBO.com. That's your main website,
Yes.
but you can also find her on Instagram, Romie_Bo, ROMIE_Bo. Or also your business, Magic Everywhere. Magic with a K, MAGICK everywhere.com is another place to find you. So I want to hear about what the hierarchy of light is. Tell me about the hierarchy of light. Tell me everything.
The hierarchy of light, I feel it's a complexion, and I'm going to talk about how I feel, which is, it might resonate with you or it might not, but this is my truth and my experience, right? So the hierarchy of light, the Galactic Federation, it's all a group of light beings helping us to go into higher vibrations, for us to work as a group here on Earth to accomplish our mission to bring world peace. Not only world peace, because the terms like go more over that it's more universal. Whatever work we're doing right now here on Earth, it's rippling into the universe and to the other galaxies.
Mm-hmm.
So all the beings are really interesting for us to do the work that needs to be done right now. And if you always have that feeling that there's way more, actually, that the 8 to 5 job that we can have here on Earth, and there's way more in you, is because your soul is calling you and knows at a cellular level that you should be doing more, that there's another mission here for you to do. And the hierarchy of light makes you awaken the DNA for you to start seeing what your soul purpose and mission is here.
That's, that is a huge question that I get from clients. It doesn't happen every time, but people will say like, well, what's my life purpose? And this is a way of finding out that life purpose. I'm going to ask you if this coincides with what you're doing, because I work with spirit guides. I'm an old time spiritualist. So my work is always very like old timey kind of spiritualism. And when I talk to the spirit guides, when I ask them that question of like, what's our purpose here? They always say your purpose here on Earth is to connect to one other being and assist one other being. And then anything you do above that is gravy. Because the ripple effect of what you do, it's like a web connecting everything, right? There is a web connecting everything. And so one thing that you put in that's positive, like if it's helping take care of your grandma, or if it's watering a tree, if it's taking care of a pet, if it's anything that you do, if it's cleaning up the ocean, I mean, if it's anything that you do that brings some kind of a light, you're actually not just affecting that one thing, you're affecting everything, because you and that thing connect to everything. Right. So all you have to do is connect to one thing, but it's like the potential is there for you to have quite powerful impact, and you get to decide if I'm going to take care of my cat, and that's my mission, and I'm done. I can be a jerk, right, and maybe every other aspect of my life, but I'm going to be kind to my cat. All right, maybe that's your mission. But I think most people that are older souls have like, well, I don't want to just be mean to everybody and nice to one creature. I want to actually multiply and magnify that. So I want to bring light in as many areas as I can and connect and affect as many people. And so people will say like, well, how do we solve the problems of the world? And to me, it's like, start with the people around you and the people that you know. Be compassionate with the people that you know and the things that you encounter in your face-to-face.
Well, and there's all the work, it's been happening. A lot of light workers, we've been doing a lot of work, and it's mirroring in the natural disasters too, the fires and everything, the volcanoes exploding. It's really cleansing, clearing, the frequencies on Earth so we can vibrate higher. And at the same time, we are going through changes physically and emotionally while these natural disasters are happening, because it's clearing our body. So it's all mirror. And it needs to happen because paradigms sorry need to change. The old paradigms are not working, and the new souls that are coming, incarnating into Earth, they're not probably quite understanding what's going on. And that's a huge part of us as well, being that bridge to kind of like guide where what their mission and purpose is, like light a couple lights in there so they can figure it out. I'm not a believer that they should have like one follower or like follow someone, but go with what resonates.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Them.
For sure.
So
we'll talk about that in a second.
Right. So if there's like one word, like for example, Hierarchy of Light or Galactic Federation, that right now someone is resonated or you're intrigued about it, just go and do your research, because most likely there's going to be a message there for you that it's going to like align you a little bit more to your path.
Yeah.
And meditation is a huge part of that. And for example, my encounter with the Galactic Federation was at Jessica Snow's meditation, and I think it was like open a book and there's a word, and the word was a star. I'm like, a star, a star, a star. And then I keep repeating, and then I was like, Ashtar, Ashtar. So I Googled Ashtar, and it's one of the, how they say, it's a members of the Galactic Federation. So then, that takes you into another rabbit hole, and then there's a lot of, information coming in, and you take what resonates for you and then what works for you.
Exactly. You know what? It's very interesting that one of the, one of my colleagues, Ainsley McLeod, who's a fabulous, I'm going to have him on the show here too. He's an amazing worker, has written books about past life work. And he has this book called The Instruction, and he talks about old souls and younger souls. And it was so helpful for me because we think like everybody thinks like us. We think everybody understands the way we understand, but it's like there are younger souls out there that need to have super structured, these are the rules, do this, don't do this. And that we find like in fundamentalist religions where they have a lot of rules. Right. Those are younger souls who need to have that structure because they don't trust themselves or they don't understand. And it's just like a little kid, like a little toddler, you have to give it very black and white. If you hit your brother, you're going to sit in a timeout. There's no nuance there, because if it's black and white, they can conceptualize it. You can't ask a child to have good judgment because they're too young to have judgment. So the same thing with souls. As they get older, you can have discernment, judgment, and you can be able to sort of look at something and go, oh, I like what she is saying there resonates with me. I'm going to take that. This one, not so much. That thing that she said over there doesn't resonate with me. That's okay. You don't have to, it's not like everything is wrong or everything is right. It's not all or nothing. You can take the parts that work for you. And the more you start doing that, the more you find that you pick up on things and you get in, and you find a unique recipe that is only your recipe. So that we see in that part, that what your gift is in the world, as all of you that are here and all of you that are watching it are knowing you have a very particular, unique gift to bring to this world. You are not a cookie cutter. Exactly. You are not, so your spiritual path is going to be your unique spiritual path. So even everything that I say, just because Madame Pamita says it doesn't mean it's right for you. I mean, you find the things that work for you and you take those things and you leave the rest. It's not a big deal. Doesn't hurt my feelings if you're like, I don't really go into candle magic. Fine. You know, if you want to take some other part of what I say or nothing of what I say, it is what works for you. So there is no ultimate guru or ultimate truth that is only one truth or one path. It is, I think you're going to find as you go on your spiritual practice, or you have found already as you go on your spiritual practice, you find things that work for you and you create your own goulash of whatever.
And ask the questions. Ask the question to the universe, your guides, your ancestors, whoever you feel like you have to be really specific, and the universe is going to give you the answer, or your ancestors will give you the answer right away. Like once you get into that flow, but you have to be specific. If you don't know what you're answering, then the answer is going to be like, I don't know. But if you know, like if you're looking for more knowledge or like family healing, ancestor healing, then be a little bit more specific and it will come to you. Because I do feel there's a common thing that we all have here on Earth, and that's really clearing and healing ancestral wounds related to codependency, abuse. Like we have something in common regarding that. So if you ask the question and you bring light into those shadows, it will start happening. The process will start happening.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's very interesting, like in doing ancestor, I've been doing a ton of ancestor work lately and a ton of magical work, communicating with my ancestors, and just a ton of that work right now. And it's very interesting because they have shown me, like what you're talking about, which I haven't really thought too much about, which is that life for our ancestors was often difficult and painful, and there was a lot of untreated trauma, you know, because they didn't know, oh, what's PTSD? That's only something that people have been talking about for the last 15 years, 20 years. They haven't, even back when I was a kid, nobody even knew that terminology, PTSD, and it wasn't acknowledged. It was called shell shock. You're shell shocked from your World War I experience or World War II experience, but they kind of just brushed it off. So the idea that you would have trauma, or that trauma would repeat itself, or that it would carry on from generation to generation, because once someone experiences trauma, they're going to behave in a different way.
Right.
That didn't exist back then. So doing that healing is an amazing thing.
Right, and it's an old program as well, set up in our DNA, in our blueprint. So right now, in this time on Earth, where the frequencies are really high, life activation, it's one of the tools actually, who awakens that DNA and pushes you to do that work. Now, there's not going to be results if you don't actually want to do the work. I cannot do the work for you. Like your ancestral work or your current work, you have to do it yourself. You have to cry. You have to like heal those wounds and bring light into them.
Let me tell them about what the life activation was. Okay, so Romie had said to me, I want to do a life activation for you so that we can talk about it. And I didn't do any research. I'm just like, okay, whatever, let's go. Like my usual way. I'm just like, let's go see it and try it out. So the life activation is I would call it kind of a spiritual chakra cleansing / Reiki thing, but you're not dealing with physical, you're dealing with totally like spiritually clearing. And what else is happening there?
So it has two parts, the life activation. First, it goes with the balancing of the chakras, alignment to a sacred geometry of the universe, clearing your etheric,
your aura,
your aura, removing the burnt out crystals in your body. And then after that, we move into the actual activation, which is the activation of the 22 DNA strand, where I'm inputting in the codes light so they get activated. Now, we have 24 strands. Those other 2 strands get activated with the galactic activation. But with the life activation, we activate those 22, which starts clearing the path in your nervous system, bringing light so you can heal those ancestral wounds. And at this point, you don't even have to know which ancestral wounds those were. Like, you don't even have to like analyze it if you don't want to. It can be healed, so it leaves room for new things to come, like your actual mission and abundance in your life. The stress probably that you had, it's removed. Like it brings basically light into your life. It opens the channel to your divine connection, which is your divine right.
Yeah, yeah, it's beautiful. So, okay, so my experience of getting a life activation was like, I had no preconceived notions. I'm just like, okay, you know, I go to a sound bath, or I do, you know, go to a chakra healing. I've done it before. And they're always wonderful. They're always enlightening, but I don't want to have a preconceived notion. I always kind of go in with a very open energy to like receive it, whatever it is, and I receive it, right? So I had no expectation, knowledge. I didn't even know about the ancestor part of it. When we were just like, come for life activation. I'm like, okay. So what happened for me, so it's standing and sitting. You stand and you sit. You're wearing your clothes and you're, you know, doing things, but it's kind of like you're doing a meditation, but she's working on you while you do your meditation. But what happened for me in that experience was I had a knowledge download of how to do shape shifting, because I didn't know. I knew about shape shifting. I didn't understand how it worked. I got a super powerful download of how shape shifting worked, which was amazing. I also understood. I saw, well, what happened was I had that shape-shifting thing. I think you had some messages for me. Afterwards, she's like telling me some messages, and her messages corresponded to my shape-shifting visions that I was having, which was crazy. So she's saying, I'm seeing you and you're in the snow. And I'm like, I was in the snow. It was something green. I was like in a forest. I mean, like, it was crazy. We were on the same wavelength, and what she saw was what I was experiencing. Then, but what was so powerful was not just the activation itself, but what happened afterwards. So what happened afterwards is I do a lot of work in dream time with my ancestors. So my ancestors will come forward. Mostly my parents will come forward. I had grandparents coming forward. I went back to ancient ancestors. I haven't told you about this. Like I told you, I had them dream the next night. But then I've been having for a week afterwards, I was having these such powerful dreams where I was going backwards and forwards in time, in place. I was learning things. I was gaining knowledge. And so it was like my dream time was like knowledge download time. So the download that I got when I was with you continued on in my dream time and is applying to, I think in the practical application of that for me is that I'm working on a book proposal right now, and I'm doing a ton of research, and so much is being opened up on the material world of that research and stuff that is being transmitted to me through my ancestors to do that work. So it's like this simultaneous, it's like I'm able to learn all the time, which is my passion, to learn all the time. And I'm learning through the work of doing the Dreamtime work, and I'm also learning through the work of doing the knowledge downloads that I'm finding as I do my research online. So it's pretty, is that normal? Or
it is normal, because with the activations, that's what happened. Like as sequences of events start showing up in your life, and it depends on where you are at your path. Like if you're studying, you can have the life activation and your experience is going to be a little bit different. If you're way over there like you and you get the life activation, it's going to like push you even like further away, opening other channels. So, and the life activation, it's something that it's going to last your whole lifetime here on Earth and after Earth. And not only that, but it's affecting you at the same time, your kids and your past loved ones too.
Oh.
So because we are healing the DNA, it's rippling into your whole lineage.
That's so
So
cool.
it goes beyond. Now you can do it once in your lifetime and it'll work. You can do it every 6 months to get like a booster of light. There are other activations that follow that one though, but it affects like your whole family, your whole lineage. Because
I want to ask you something. We got a question here. Yeah. Did you see animal spirits after? All the time. That's You Are Golden is asking. Well, do you see any animal spirits after? Yes.
And that's something as well that it gets clearer after the life activation. Like animals will start showing you messages out there. Like they will start showing up with messages. Like for example, when I did the life activation of my brother, we were walking on the street and he's like, in the middle of the city, Miami, oh, look at the duck with 11 duckies.
Oh my God.
And they were like all walking like that. And then all of a sudden the duckies like a line in a one straight road. And I was like, I told my brother, you know what that message is, right? He's like, no, like you need to align your duckies. Like all this, like if there's an animal that caught your attention, even if it's a bird, a lizard, like there's a message there for you, and that's where you get into a rabbit hole and you start like looking for that information.
There's a great book, by the way, about spirit guide animals that I totally recommend. Melissa Alvarez wrote the little book of spirit animals. She also has a big one that's about spirit animals, but I love the little one because it's just like a little dictionary with one page on each animal. And so you can flip to it, read that page and find out about, like, if you're dreaming about an animal, you see an animal out in the world, you're seeing images all over the place. It reminds me, I have to look up zebra because I saw zebra images. Not a zebra in Los Angeles, but I saw images and I said, oh, I've got to look that up. So that's a really great resource if you're having that animal spirits and they're sending you messages, and that book is an amazing resource.
For sure. And even if you're walking and you just see like an animal print and then it caught your attention, here it starts the work where you have to question everything. Oh, why am I seeing this leopard print right now? Like, why is it cutting my attention? And then look for the animal and what it does, and you know what the message at the current moment of the situation that you're living at that moment. Yeah,
that's my zebra. Was not a zebra, it was a balloon, a mylar balloon shaped like a zebra right in front of my car as I was stopped at a stoplight, floating around. I'm like, okay, I gotta look up zebra. We have another question from Angela. Do you have to be there in person? I was there in person, but do you have to be there in person to get a life activation?
How I was taught, yes, you have to be there in person. Of course, you know, I always want to go further along, and I've been experiencing trying to do it
distance, like a distance
remotely, with my friends in Argentina. They experience changes, but I haven't, like, I don't have proof that it works the same way, but I've been trying.
You're experimenting.
I'm experimenting because I cannot like stay with it. This is how you do it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think you can start to, I mean, that's anything. It's like you start to learn how to do it, and then maybe you'll figure out the pathway to do it.
And this modality is a modality with more than 3,000 years old. It's a modality that they put together in the King Solomon's kingdom more than 3,000 years ago, when they gather all shamans and sages and wizards from all over the world. They stay there like for decades, figuring it out how to activate the DNA, because King Solomon knew that there was something DNA dormant that we had a greater potential to be activated. So they came out with this modality and other tools to awaken our DNA.
Then, so one of that kind of brings up the question of like what they can do to get a life activation. She's going to be at PantheaCon in San Jose. So if you are watching this and you are going to be at PantheaCon, they can book a session with you.
They can book a session, either if they want to book it through the website, they can purchase it through the website with the code SPELLSQUAD.
SPELLSQUAD.
For 20% off, or I have a special price as well at PantheaCon for the life activation, because this right now, it's what is going to help you in your ascending, especially if you're having like physical symptoms too in your body, that you're feeling like weird in your chakras, your throat, your heart, having like palpitation. It's going to help you like alleviate those symptoms as well, and align you more into your soul purpose.
Yeah, I love it.
And it's a modality that's been hidden because the humans were not ready for this intense healing modality. But it's something that it's been carrying for such a long time. And well, we can talk about the modern school,
Yeah,
mystery school. That's where I learned it, and actually, it's part the key holders of
that's the modern mystery
the
school.
modern mystery school. Actually, if you Google modern mystery school, it'll come up, and then you have a whole list of practitioners as well all around the world that do this modality.
So if you're in LA, you can do it here in LA.
Yeah.
And if you're at Pantheon in San Jose, or you're in San Jose or near San
Right.
Jose, you could do it with you.
Right.
But there's other people that do this practice, and you go to the Modern Mystery School, and you can find the practitioners. And
Right.
then, so Angela, there you go.
And I'll be traveling. I'll be in Miami as well, and then I'll be in Brazil this year. So I'll be announcing that on my Instagram, on my IGTV. You can always write to me and ask me the questions. That's totally fine too.
Yeah, DM you at
DM me or
go onto the website.
Yeah.
If they're now, one of the questions I had, that's what I wanted to talk about. On your IGTV, you talk about the things that are going on kind of numerologically, astrologically, and the portals. First of all, let's talk about what a portal is. What's a portal? And then let's talk about the dates that these portals are coming up. So
portals like today, 02/02/2020.
02/02/2020, you guys.
It's an opportunity that we have to speed up our healing process, or at least that's how I feel it. Again, every time I talk about my experience, my meditations. Yeah. Like, you can expedite your healing on these dates. What is that you want to heal? You ask to universe, your guides, your galactic family out there to help you download information and how to heal, and honor it. Honor the pain. Like if you're feeling sad, honor that sadness and question yourself, why are you feeling that sadness? If it says because you're healing, just honor it, let it heal, cry, and then it'll go away. Again, you don't have to dig into what is that thing. So, for example, today, the 02/02/2020, it's helping us understand that actually we are mirrors to everything. We are all mirrors to each other and what we need to heal. If something is triggering you on another person, really you have to ask yourself why it is that upsets you too much.
You know what I'm saying? That, you know what she's saying there is like, when you point the finger at someone else, you're really pointing at yourself.
Right. You're just projecting.
I can't stand it when that's right. I do that thing.
I can send it.
And I know what that is. I had a conversation with somebody today about something that someone was doing that was driving me crazy. And now I just realized I do it too.
Yeah. I need something there that we have to make ourselves responsible for it. For our own good.
Yeah.
For our safetyness, and that's what this portal is actually bringing, light into the mirroring. And
do you talk about the portals as they're coming up so like people can prepare for them?
I do. I probably 2 days, sometimes in a week. I do talk about the portals.
What portal do we have coming up? I know you have notes here.
We have the 2/20/20.
2/22?
2/20/2020.
Oh,
no, unless we have the 2/22/2020. Yes. So the 2/20, it's bringing more of the physical upgrades into our chakras, and that goes aligned with the portal as well of the 2/19/2020. Even though the numbers are different, that's a galactic portal on the 19. So that's opening and upgrading our chakras. So
what can they do with this information?
Well, there are a couple things. You can meditate and see what the message is. If you're feeling bloatiness in your lower chakras, if you're feeling like throat pain, but it's not really like a flu, or if you're having like buzzing around your crown and your third eye, like really heavy, you can be like just a headache to really heavy migraines, depending how much you're healing, how much wounds are there to heal. When you ask your question, what's going on, and you bring it into consciousness and into light, and you acknowledge that this is happening, the symptoms soothe away. But then what helps me as well is taking a bath with Epsom salts, like relaxing, knowing that it's gonna be fine. It's just for a little bit of time, but it's gonna happen. You might feel nausea too, like wanting to throw up. You can actually throw up, depending on how much is there to heal. And then,
so when you're saying it's like during the portals, you will feel more of this kind of tension and things,
right?
Because you're actually supposed to be doing that work around that thing,
right?
To clear that thing and to heal that thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So then you guys should be subscribing to her Instagram so that you can get these IGTV videos, and you'll know what portal is coming up, and you make suggestions on how to work with it or what they're going to be experiencing.
It goes even beyond that. We go back to the cosmic web that the cosmic spider weaves. And once you're tapped into the collective energy, we are healing. We're not even healing our things only, we're healing the collective too. And that's when it gets like more intense, because you might say, oh, I've done a lot of personal work, like I feel fine in my life, but I still have these symptoms, or I still feel like heartache. And it's probably because you're an empath and you're feeling the collective pain, and we should control it though, because we are not a vessel just to heal everyone. You should be able to tap into that energy when you want to tap, and remove yourself from it when you want to. But that might happen too. You might be feeling the collective thing.
So that's super interesting, because it's almost like the kind of, in some way, I see a correspondence with something that people know more about, which is that you know about, like, oh, it's Mercury retrograde. Okay, it's not a time to make contracts for new things. It's a good time to revisit things and fix things that need to be fixed, and so on. So you have that consciousness that most of us do. I'm going to tell you something. 30 years ago, nobody gave a crap about Mercury retrograde. It's only been in the last 5 years that people are talking about it. But the idea is that now you understand that most of us are aware of it and understand that Mercury retrograde, you want to do these things and not do these other things, and so on. So the same thing with the galactic portals is that this is a time that you may be feeling these things, just like you may be in a mood during Mercury retrograde.
Right.
So to be easy on yourself, to start to work to process those things instead of holding on to those things or resisting those things.
Right. And once you're aware of those things, just like Mercury retrograde, you can actually manipulate the energies and make it work in your favor.
Just like Mercury retrograde.
Right, like Mercury retrograde or any other conjunction. I'm not an astrologist. I follow astrology, but I'm not like a technical astrologer. But I do work with astrology because there's certain things that I can how do you say, like, I can work and actually make them follow my path instead me being affected by what Mercury retrograde is saying. You have the power here.
So I say to people all the time, it's like
shift everything.
Mercury retrograde, everyone goes, oh my gosh, like Chicken Little, the sky is falling. Mercury retrograde is an energy. It has a neutrality to it, but you can use it to your benefit.
Right.
It's the perfect time to go revamp things, revisit things. Anything that begins with a revise, revisit, revamp,
right.
Any of that's not revenge. I mean,
right. Yeah.
But anything that is going back and redoing something, that Mercury retrograde is a great time for that. Initiating new,
right.
It's not going to be, but you're going to probably have to do it over again, or it's going to be, blocked, or you're going to have miscommunications or something like that. So you just go back and you fix things. It is a great time for that. It is a fabulous time for that. So people go look at like, oh, this is a bad energy or a bad time. It's not a bad time. It's a great time if you know how to use it,
Exactly. Well, and Mercury retrograde right now, it's really related to actually today's portal. because of the mirroring. So Mercury retrograde is starting February 17th and it goes till March 10th. So actually this energy of mirroring is going to go all the way back, all the way to March 10th. So a lot of relationship, peoples, or situations from the past might show up for a couple things, either because there's something there to heal, or because the universe is testing you to see if you're ready for your next step. They're gonna put you in the same situation you had in the past to see how you react in order for you either to move this direction or the other direction. So just be aware of that. Yes, the universe is testing us all the time to see if you learn your lesson or not.
you get it. Well, I consider that you get a redo. You gotta keep trying.
Yeah.
It's just like going for your driver's license in California when you have to take the written test. You don't pass it, you go again and again and again and again until you pass it. So.
And it's not bad or good. Just and don't get frustrated with the situation as well.
Because there's always something to learn from it, and if you embrace it, you're gonna then. That's the way to move through it, is to embrace it. So it's perfect. What kind of things do you do? Readings also for people?
I do readings.
At a distance.
Readings.
Yeah.
In a distance. Yeah, remotely. I do chakra healing. That one I can do remotely as well. Then I have candle services as well. And then what else? I'm going actually to Brazil to learn other new modalities, like the spiritual activation, cord cutting. There's always more.
Yeah, and it's finding out. Don't I know it, girl? I'm always learning. Like that's the beautiful, beautiful thing about magic. It's the beautiful thing about spirituality, is that you're never going to be a know-it-all.
Right.
And none of us are.
No.
And so you're going to learn more, and you follow your heart into what it is that you are interested in and what you're passionate about, and you go down that path. Right. And then from there, you're going to see another path that you're interested in. You can follow that one. So there's no person who has all the answers, and you just get to learn more and more and more, and it never stops.
And this knowledge is what you take into your other lifetimes.
You remember it.
If you have any money, you want to invest it in education, because that's what you take to other lifetimes.
It's fascinating in doing past life work, because I do past life work. I find that people that have, most of the people that come to me for a session are old souls, because young souls are not interested in spirituality or what broad enough thinking to be in this. So I can tell you with 100% certainty that everyone here in the clubhouse, you're old souls, because you wouldn't be here if you were a young soul. Young soul wants to have fundamentalist or very black and white material world kind of things. If this were a thing on how to invest in the stock market, you might be young souls, but this isn't, and you're here. So you're old souls. So as an old soul, this is the fascinating thing that I see, is old souls will pick up something and quote unquote learn it really fast. Do you know why you learned it really fast? Because you already knew it. Right. And you're reviewing, you're not learning. So for example, you might, pick up painting and paint, and you're immediately a good painter. Why is that? It's because you were a painter in multiple other lifetimes, and you're just reviving that and remembering it. Or maybe, you're immediately and naturally a talented singer, or you are a musician that just picks up any instrument and knows how to play it. It's because you had a past life. It's not that you're, quote, every prodigy that's a child prodigy is someone who had that life before. So think about the things that come easily for you. And that's a very big clue into what your past life was before, because you picked it up so easily. You might be great at mechanics or fixing cars, or, it can be anything. And if you have a natural talent, or if it's very easy, or you're a prodigy, it's really because you had a past life there.
And if you're feeling called to create something, we're all creators. This is actually our nature. And that's what actually sets us free, to create, to bring our magic into the world, and that's when your path starts opening.
Yeah.
Really, we need to keep creating and creating and embrace the god and the goddesses that we are, because we can create at that level. If you believe it, we can create at that level.
We are, and we are creators. That's 100% for sure. We are almost at the top of our hour, and I want you to be able to do a reading. So I want you to pick a number, and I will tell you a number between, don't look. She can't look because she can see this here.
Let's do.
How many people did a rainbow? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 rainbows. So what number? 1 through 5, including 1 and 5. What's your favorite number?
4.
4. That's Terry. So Terry's going to get a reading. Just Terry, do you want to just do a reading for Terry, or do you want to ask a question, or how do you want to do it?
She can. Does she have a question?
Do you have a question, Terry? You can type it in, or I can actually make you go live. Let's see. There you are. Can I take your? I'll unmute you, Terry. Terry, do you have a question?
Just what's going to be happening in the near future for me? Anything exciting?
Okay, great. All right, we'll answer that question. I'm gonna mute you again.
Okay,
What's exciting? Oh, that's a good question. That means your life is going really well.
What is going to be activating in your life? I'm going to use the Sacred Spirit.
I love that deer on the cover.
This deck last year in Pantacon was the one that activated my path. So
wow.
When I open it and I pull a card and it was Galactic Healer, I was like, oh my God.
Okay, let's see, Terry, if you're going to be a Galactic Healer. Then you guys can hook up.
That's for you in store in the future. That needs to be activated. Okay. I'm feeling that at some point you kind of shield yourself from the outer world, and you have some gifts, and there is some strong energy in your lower chakras to come out with something that you are creating, but you are still all over the place. And maybe what needs to happen there is you have to go really inwards and see what is that shadow that you need to work with. That's the card. Maybe if you look for that spirit animal as well, the frog,
La
rana, it'll have extra messages. There's something there that it's really burning inside of you that wants to come out. And there's some shadow work that needs to be done in order for that to come out. You need to trust yourself too. Because the shielding of your energy can happen both ways. It's okay to shield yourself, not to absorb other energies. But at the same time, just putting a wall, sometimes it can be too not so good for your benefit. It's that middle point.
Or being able to turn it on and off, right?
Right. Yeah. Let me see. I created a deck that I did in a class for shadow work, and let me see what shadow you need probably to take inwards, and what you need to ask your guides. Okay. That's a card. So this card, it's interesting because it's about having fun and being more out there. It actually has two meanings. Either you are out there too much and there's too much lust in your life, or you need a little bit of happiness and joy and go out and have fun. Remember your soul when it was when you were a kid. That same spirit. Bring the kid. Play more.
I think more play is a good. thing in the future for Terry.
Yeah, and it's an energy right now, that playful energy. It's coming with the portals too, the upcoming portals. So
can I throw my 2 cents in?
Yes, of course.
What I would also say, maybe, and you tell me if I'm right or wrong, it's like when you put up your walls to protect yourself,
Yeah,
it makes you feel safe, but it doesn't allow, but to open up completely may feel too vulnerable. But the thing that can help you to open up is play, because play feels good, and
right.
play can help you let down those walls a little bit, and to
Yeah.
let people, to connect to people, to let information come through and all of that. So it sounds like that there's the work to be done for you is to let down the walls by playing, which feels
Right.
good, rather than I've got to open up, which may feel too much.
Right. And when you do that little opening as well, you're gonna start feeling it, and then more and more is gonna start coming and flowing and flowing and flowing.
That creativity and all of that's gonna
right,
open.
and removing what needs to be gone.
I think we should be tag team readers, do readings together all the time.
I'm in. I mean, so I hope that was helpful for you.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, let's do it. I'm in.
Yeah, so I forgot about that. Someone come dance with us at Pantheacon. So You Are Golden is going to be at Pantheacon dancing with us. We're going to be DJing and dancing. This is going to be so much fun. So just a reminder, you can find Romie. She can do readings for you remotely wherever you are. You can find her at Romie Bo. I'm going to type it in here so you all can see it. ROMIEBO.com. Super easy. You can also find her on Instagram, where she gives beautiful, beautiful information about the portals that are coming up, how to activate them, how to work with them. So if you feel intrigued by the portal work and you kind of want to know more about it, go subscribe to her. It's Romie_Bo on Instagram.
Yes, and then the 20% off discount.
Yes.
Spell Squad at my website. It will be available till February 20th, actually, because I know you posted on YouTube.
Yes, so if you're watching this on YouTube and you want to take advantage of that, it's going to be available till February 20th.
Yeah.
And if you want to get a life activation, which I highly, highly recommend, like it was an amazing experience in the moment because of all the shape-shifting work that I did, which was phenomenal. And also, it was continued to resonate for me in such a beautiful way.
Like, and how your life changes, like in 1 year, in only 1 year, then we can figure it out the rest of your life. But only in 1 year, how it speeds up your life, it's, it sounds like a magical answer for everything. Yeah. It kind of is. To me, at least.
It was pretty phenomenal. My experience was pretty phenomenal. Yeah. And so it's like, it's hard to describe. It's kind of like you're getting, if you've ever had like a chakra clearing or like energy work or somebody doing that, it's kind of like that. But I was meditating while I was doing it, and I really went into amazing spaces. And then the phenomenal part of it, like this I haven't had with any other modality. Like if I go into like a sound bath or something like that, you have your moment in the sound bath and you're like, when you get out, you're like, oh my God, that's amazing. But I haven't noticed where you have the residual effect of something opening up and shifting and staying open. Like I have with this, where I now am getting this dream work where I'm doing this work in my dreams. I'm accessing information and I'm super motivated and really activating like my next book and working on that next book. So
and the healing work that it's done while you're dreaming, it's amazing.
It's amazing.
The power that it has, and I wouldn't be surprised that the people here watching this video, their dreams are gonna be like more activated, and it's gonna bring you some healing.
Because of me and you?
Yeah. Yes.
You get a freebie, you guys.
You totally get a freebie. And the energies of February are aligned to that too. So really pay attention to your dreams, the conversation that you're having with whomever is in your dream, because most likely you're living that situation in another dimension.
Oh my gosh.
So it's just, I don't know, I can talk for hours.
It's so cool. It's so cool. So it's like it's a very different thing. It's completely different than anything I've ever done. It's amazing. So you can find out more information about it. Romie has information up on her site if you go to her site. You can find out more information about it. If you are going to be at PantheaCon or you're here in LA, you can have a session with her live. And if you are anywhere else in the world, you can have a reading with her, you know, that she'll do these amazing readings where they'll, you know, I'm sure some of this, like me, everything bleeds over into one thing, bleeds over into another. And some of it, you're going to get some of that from that too. So thank you so much for being here. Oh my gosh, it was so, you know, she's a super dear friend of mine, and we're such good friends, and we're going to be together in San Jose at PantheaCon on the 14th through the 17th. And what else did I want to say? Oh yeah, next week we're going to have our guest is going to be tarot people. This is a big one for you. Melissa Sinova, who wrote Kitchen Table Tarot, she's going to be here with me. So we're going to be learning about tarot, more about questions about that. And she's an amazing, fun person. So it's a really good one for tarot people. She's a big celebrity in the tarot world. So we get celebrities in here like you. So, and we will be at PantheaCon, and PantheaCon actually does show up on a Sunday too. There's a Sunday in there, the 17th or the 16th or whatever it is. 16th is this Sunday. And I'll be doing my Q&A live from PantheaCon. I think I'm going to try and do it from the booth and just have all the celebrity witches come through, and you'll see Romie again, because Romie will be there, and you'll see a bunch of people, and I'll answer. We'll just have a kind of rose parade of witch celebrities coming there. Does that sound good? Yes. So anyway, thank you guys so much. Thank you, Spell Squad, for being here. You guys are so near and dear to my heart. I love you so much. Be sure, if you appreciated this, you know, these sessions that we have, the live Q&A, and all of the things that I offer you for free how-to guides, free videos, free Q&A, all this free stuff. If you believe in the power of that, I'm not asking you for money. I'm not asking you to have a special, be a special VIP. You're all VIPs, and you get to come here for free. And now I'm pleading with you to help me and show me that you care by pre-ordering my book. So go find the Book of Candle Magic. It's up on Amazon, or you might have a local bookstore. Steven's saying he bought it. I can see, I can read your lips, Steven. And if you do it over, if you let me know over on Instagram, if you're on Instagram and you let me know over on Instagram, either with a direct message or a comment on my my page, I will put a personalized thank you to you on my stories. I always try and make them super personal, and I put little fun stickers all over it and make it fun. And I'll give you a shout out on my stories, because I so appreciate you doing it. So be sure to share that the Book of Candle Magic is coming out October 8th, but the pre-orders really help. I'll be having pre-orders up on my website in sometime this week. I'll have it up live. So if you want to pre-order with me, you prepay for it, but you'll get it shipped to you in October, and you can get a signed copy. But if you want to do the sneaky thing, you can go over to your bookstore. Oftentimes the bookstores will let you just put down your name and phone number to order the book, and then they'll order it for you, and you pay for it when you pick it up. Or you can go to Amazon, and you can also do that. You pre-order it, you don't pay for it until October 8th. So it's just a way of kind of bumping it up. You know, I was like number 60 something in the charts there for spirituality. So it's been working. So you guys keep it up. You've been doing amazing, and I appreciate every single one of you doing that. So
I just want to thank everyone for being here and listening and sharing this time with us, and may light and knowledge continue to flow as humans.
Oh, thank you. You're going to have amazing dreams tonight. Don't forget to write them down.
Yeah. I'm sending my energy. I'm activating all of you to like have a cool dream with messages.
I love it. I love it. All right, you guys. We'll see you next week. Melissa Sinova next week. She's amazing. She is tarot amazing celebrity. So you will want to come for that one. Thank you again. Have a beautiful week. I love you guys so much. And we'll see you next Sunday. Bye.
Ciao.